what's happening, everybody?
What is happening?
I gotta move this out of the way. There we go.
Your head looks very glossy.
Do we have to start out the show like that, man? Really? Your head has a sheen to it. Even when you shave your head, you can still see your fucking receding hairline and your widow's peak there, guy. Freaking Harry Munster wannabe over here looking ass.
At least my head looks good.
Well, I'm ugly right now because I'm trying to grow my hair back out so I can have like an adult haircut as opposed to just getting hot in the summer and going, fuck this, I'm going to shave it off. So,
yep.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest, greatest, and newest episode of the Battle Bros podcast with Mac and Alamo. I am Mac, and this bald-headed beauty over here, that's Alamo. But don't let it go to his head. It'll get any bigger than it already is. So, for those of you at home watching, yes, and listening, yes, I do sound awful. I had laryngitis earlier this week, and I lost my voice completely for a whole day. So I am on the mend. I'm not quite there yet, but this is the kind of voice that I hope I have about, I don't know, 6-7 years in the future when my daughter starts singing and be like, "You're gonna have her back what time?" All right, good. I got a posse full of guys and cronies that have got guns. We'll hunt your ass down. Don't make me find you. I will find you. I will kill you. That would be awesome.
I have a particular set of skills.
Yes. No. So hold on. You just brought up a good point. Have you heard Seth MacFarlane do that as Kermit the Frog?
Oh my God.
So you remember that conversation we were having last night about that little side project about the mashup?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the perfect leeway into that. So he was on the Graham Norton show, and he does a spot-on impersonation of Kermit the Frog, like spot-on. And he did Kermit the Frog saying that line from the Taken movies from Liam Neeson.
I have a particular set of skills
that make me a nightmare for people like you. I'll share the link later, dude. It's so good.
Oh, shit.
Oh, and then I crack up like that, and my voice just sounds awful. And people are like, "Oh, yeah." So, people, if you'll bear with me, I did my best to save my voice as much as I could this week because I knew I had to get on here and ruin it and talk for hopefully no more than about an hour. So we're going to do our very best to keep this one short, sweet, to the point, and I can get off here and, drink some tea and some honey, and you can call me a whatever kind of fagel.
You can have yourself a hot toddy.
You can, stick my pinky up and drink my honey vanilla chamomile tea from Walmart. So, do all that. There you go. Yeah, and then I can sit there going, "Fucking Chuck Norris." Anyway, so that's the only bad thing is like,
oh, did Fatty make a funny?
Joni loves Chachi.
Oh, Lord. Okay, we're losing it.
If it's my voice, I've already lost it, so it's all good.
Shit.
So let's quit, fiddle fucking around, and let's get to the point. So
let's do it, baby.
All right, so if you're checking out our show for the first time, welcome. We appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you find yourself intrigued, entertained, or at least, able to take part in our conversation tonight. If you're coming back again for the second, third, or subsequent times, gotcha, suckers. No, but for real, we appreciate it. So last week we talked about what was it, accountability? I got it right here in my notes. Yeah. So if you caught last week's episode, which was 039, we talked about accountability, why that was important, and how it kind of stems and develops in military culture, and then also into the subsequent civilian life afterwards. Tonight, we're going to take a slightly different direction. It's still, for the most part, relatable and kind of somewhat, closely related to some of the last few show topics we've had: adversity, accountability. Tonight, for episode 040, we're gonna breach and discuss the topic of fortitude. So, fortitude, what is it? Why is it important? Okay, so the best definition I found of fortitude is this: fortitude is courage or bravery in the face of pain or adversity. Okay, a lot of times you'll hear people, especially guys in the military, like when Alamo and I, although we went at separate times, going through boot camp, going through the pipeline at Sand Hill. One of the things you hear quite a bit is intestinal fortitude, which was defined as the courage and determination necessary to do something difficult or unpleasant, and it is a alternate way or vernacular of saying having guts. Obviously, you just can't say having
Live show,
guts.
folks. Freaking cat. Okay, Misty, hold on.
What happened? Oh crap! He's gonna. Oh, I guess he's got to take care of the cat. Whatever. Anyway, so like I was saying, you know what song just popped into my head? Stephen Lynch, "Kill a Kitten." Kill a kitten.
She's just sitting there meowing at my door. Meow. And I'm hearing something. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I didn't know that she was in here because she's sneaky. So yeah, my my cat just single-handedly interrupted the show. Anyway, go ahead.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. So, as I was saying, intestinal fortitude, the courage or determination necessary to do something difficult or unpleasant, which is an alternate way or all other vernacular, choice of vernacular of saying guts. We have also, you can hear this referred to as mental fortitude, having the mental toughness, mental guts, which sounds a bit redundant. So mental fortitude, or sounds a little bit ridiculous, excuse me. So mental fortitude sounds a lot better. We're going to just kind of have a little bit of a chat on that. So mental fortitude. So what are some examples of, having fortitude, whether it's intestinal, whether it's mental, whether it's others? So I kind of came up with some examples that we've talked about. One of them is one that we talked about, and others are kind of just, some examples from the military and whatnot. So a couple of episodes ago, we talked about adversity. I believe it was episode 038. And we mentioned the story of a gentleman named Colonel Shabazz, who is the highest ranking Muslim faith imam in the military. And there's only, I think, there's less than 15 different imams that are in the military. Hold on a second. Let me just do something real quick. Sorry. That light was bugging me. Yeah, I still got a big ass shiny egg head, but whatever. If you're not watching, don't worry about it. If you're watching, yeah, giant freaking glare spot where my face is. Anyway, so so this gentleman had a very rough life. Started off as an enlisted man. Had some troubles from the get-go. Almost ended up getting chaptered out a couple of different times. Went and got his degree in religious studies, became a chaplain. He also has a master's in Catholic divinity or whatnot. So like he can just be able to, take care of more soldiers and more service members, as opposed to just his one faith. Like that's a man who's devoting himself to that lifestyle. So it's like, hey, good for you, man. That's good stuff. But just his story. I mean, if he didn't have the fortitude to see his plans through, he wouldn't have reached that goal of becoming a colonel and becoming the highest ranking imam. I mean, that's kind of, it's kind of a spectacular story. So it's kind of badass.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, that's what I forgot. My Ricola lozenges that I purchased for this week. Mountain herbs and honey. So another example of having fortitude, you got guys that are going through the pipelines for special operations, special forces, whatnot. And a lot of times you have those solo land nav courses. Now, land nav is hard enough if you're not well practiced and well versed in how that works. Having a compass, being able to read a map, terrain association, dead reckoning, all that kind of shit. those SF boys take things worse. I mean, you've got your first point, okay? You got your azimuth, shooting your azimuth. Your next point is, I don't know, 20 clicks away.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. Like Jamie Foxx said in Jarhead. Yeah, fuck that shit. Anyway, but yeah, if you
Yeah.
didn't have the mental fortitude to make it through that uncomfortable stuff, I mean, you're doing this crap at night in the dark,
Yeah.
20 clicks by yourself.
By the way,
Carrying,
did you get a chance to do land nav at night, like nighttime land nav?
basic, I think we did it once at my unit before we went overseas. I think it was a training event. We had to kind of just check the box on, so
Yeah.
not too much.
Same thing
Probably,
here.
probably
Yeah.
not so much like you guys on active duty. So
Yeah. It was not fun.
yeah.
I missed 1 point or one checkpoint, and I was extremely disappointed with myself. I hit all the other ones though, for the most
Hey
part.
man, you do what you do, man.
Yeah.
So another good example of an event requiring fortitude, Ranger School. I mean, Jesus,
Yeah.
that whole thing is just fortitude central. If you don't have the wherewithal to, gut up, nut up, or shut up, you're not going to make it through. I mean, as Matt Best said so eloquently, real Rangers recycle. So, I mean, listen, whatever. Especially for him, like he went through and had some kind of condition that gave him some scarring on his epidermis and whatnot. But he's like, yeah, so what? I went back and I finished this shit. Fortitude, mental fortitude, right there, absolutely. So, what can you?
Oh, wait a minute. Have you read his book?
Thank you for my service.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I read it like after it first came out. I need to get a copy of it, but
When he talked about. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. No, it's a good one. So, but that brings up something I want to talk about at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So, but we'll
Gotcha.
get there. So, what kind of examples can you think of there, Alamo, of like instances in the military where you need to have fortitude besides the examples of what I gave?
You mean like basic training and shit?
Well, I mean, especially for some nerdy little fucker like myself who was not of the most, type A personality spirit when he went. And I was looking at all these other guys like, these guys like eat barbed wire and piss fire. I mean,
Yeah.
not like they need to go to the doctor for the herp alert, but like they're pissing fire and concertina wire. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
That whole thing for me was a bit because I was very shy and reserved, and look at me now. So, but no, I mean, yeah, for some guys, I would imagine, especially if you're like from a small town or you got like you're introverted and that kind of shit. Like I can relate to that because that was me.
I have always been an introverted extrovert, which I know is very contradictory.
No, no, because I have the same thing. There are times.
Yeah.
So okay, so maybe not an introverted extrovert, but like there's times where I actually will flip flop back and forth. There's times I'm very much introverted and I just want to be left the fuck alone. And there's other times where I want to be around people. I want to be very extroverted. I want to be around people.
Yeah.
So I call myself ambiverted just because I flop back and forth.
You know what? I like that. Well, because I mean, honestly, like there were times where I think basic training just by itself for me was like extremely challenging. Like just having to get through everything, especially when I have always been super self-critical, like, and I mean super self-critical. So whenever freaking I ended up going through basic training, I had to really find a way how to not take what the drill sergeant said as like kind of like
take it to heart,
sacrosanct. You know what I mean? Like what I'm saying you are is who you are. You know what I mean? It was I had to really kind of, that was kind of my gut up or shut up moment specifically because I grew up with nothing but women in my family. So, nothing against ladies. I know it's a big controversial fucking thing, but if you're raised by nothing but women, it's kind of difficult when a guy's not in the household. And there are statistics that say that when you don't have a male figure that to look up to or whatever as you grow up, it you have more difficulty growing up in society, which is kind of one of those things that, in all honesty, I don't think is really covered all that much. So for me, being around all these fucking alphas and all this stuff that which I only kind of got hinted at when I was growing up and things like that, it it was really hard for me adapting, but I ended up doing it because I wanted my blue cord so bad, and B, I wanted to be the most I wanted to be the best soldier I could be. I wanted to prove to myself that I had it in me to
What's
fucking
that?
be this tough motherfucker. You know what I mean?
What's that line? Another good Jarhead reference. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for I'm the baddest motherfucker in the
Fucker in the
valley.
land. Yep.
Dope, so dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, and would you not say? I mean, fortitude's just kind of one of those things. If you don't have it, you will have it when you go through basic military training.
Oh
Whether
fuck
it's
yeah.
whether it's any branch of the military. I mean, you kind of have that toughness that kind of carries over. Fortitude kind of lends its way into like swagger, where
Oh yeah.
you just kind of can become that cocky motherfucker. Like, yeah, like you're a freaking e fuzzy e nothing, but you're gonna act like
Yeah.
you're the goddamn Patton walking down the streets of Germany. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, and see that's the thing. You have to kind of build, you know, because what is the drill sergeant's most important job while you're there? It's to break you down and build you up into something
break you down as a
and
civilian and then build
and
you into a member of
a
the
member
military.
of the military. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
there to basically make you a better version of you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They're there to
absolutely.
make you a better version of you and to instill in you, you know,
The core
the
traits of your
the core
of your
traits. Yeah,
chosen
like
state of your branch.
the ethos, if you will, of your
Yes.
service. Um, like for example, with the army, one of our things is what I will never quit.
Yep. They kind of took.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I mean they took they kind of, which I didn't agree with, but they kind of borrowed like that stanza, which turned into the warrior ethos, which is basically like four lines that they pretty much just plagiarized right from the Ranger Creed and all that kind of shit. It's like
ah,
I'll never, and I'm just like, come on, guys, like listen. Okay, so keeping it 100, people. Let's okay. We're gonna break this down for a minute. Come over here and we're gonna have some hip pocket training on
we're gonna speak in your ear a little.
pretty much. So here's my thing. Okay, you can be as high speed as you want to be, or as you think you want to be, or claim to be, but like you can just tell when somebody's not. Okay, no offense. There are
Yeah,
people out there just because of their mentality, where they come up, where they come from. Joining the military, yeah, they put on a uniform. They think they're all out in a bag of chips, but you can tell. Okay, I'm not calling anybody specific, but you got a lot of these combat service support guys that can't shape a fucking beret. Key number one, tell number one. Okay, just saying. Then you got these other guys that just like they look at this stuff and they laugh. Like guys, that are combat arms. Yeah, that's part of our job. We're gonna close
yeah.
with the enemy, outflank them, and fucking take them out. That's how that works.
Yar!
So I mean, but yeah, I mean, and listen, if you want to see some fucking Marine Corps calls it moto, if you want to see some motivating shit, man, listen to a bunch of the guys, listen to a bunch of get a whole group, a platoon of Rangers out there, and first thing in the morning, butt crack of dawn, they're out there screaming at the top of their lungs a Ranger Creed. That is some gung ho motivating shit. You're just like, oh,
And then going and running in ranger panties.
I got a freedom boner.
Yeah.
Yeah, silkies. Ah. Which will make an appearance soon, and we'll hint at that later. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you just all that kind of stuff. Like I'll tell you, man, having I forget what line, and shame on me for not remembering this stuff, but it has been close to 20 years.
Yeah.
But the freaking I don't think they mention it in the infantryman's creed, but there is something about being like physically strong, morally straight, mentally tough, physically strong, and morally straight. Fortitude is what they're talking about. Intestinal fortitude, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I found a pretty good article that is going to talk about the 4 key elements of mental fortitude. It's not a very long article, which is good because I don't have to freaking sit here and try to read and just make my voice worse. But hey, we're going into the weekend, so whatever.
Yeah.
4 key elements of mental fortitude. Let me read this real fast, folks. Give me like 5 minutes. We'll have this out of the way. Actually, let me freaking wet the whistle. What the whistle? Oh, that sounds terrible.
Did you say wet the whistle?
Oh, Jesus. I can't with you. I just can't. The people we call... Okay, shut up, Stewie. Shut up, Stewie. Did you just say plutonium? What? The fuck are you talking about? Shut up. Let me read this. Let me get through this. The people we call the greatest generation went through some of America's toughest times. They grew up during the Great Depression. They fought in World War II. And those experiences gave them mental strength unlike any other generations. Facts.
Yep.
Today, we might think of celebrity icons who overcome great adversity when we consider mental toughness. Oprah had a painful childhood. Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz grew up in the projects. J.K. Rowling was a poor single mother when she wrote Harry Potter. All of them found the mental fortitude to build extraordinary lives. Mental fortitude is a form of emotional mastery. Let's stop and read that one more time. Mental fortitude is a form of emotional mastery, and it is a skill you can develop. In his book, Developing Mental Toughness, Improving Performance, Well-Being, and Positive Behavior in Others, psychologist Dr. Peter Clow, I can't spell, I can't have that else. I don't, whatever. The guy who wrote the book, Dr. Peter Clow, developed the 4 C's model: challenge, confidence, control, and commit. Using Tony's proven strategies, you can develop each of these qualities and leverage them to learn how to build mental toughness.
Tony Robbins hungry.
Okay. Challenge. Seeing hardships as opportunities. The ability to find the opportunity in any challenge is a hallmark of mental fortitude.
Yes.
Getting laid off from your job could be the catalyst you need for a career change. Heartbreak can teach you lessons about what to look for in a partner and about forgiveness. Preach. Nearly any challenge is an opportunity for personal growth. When you see setbacks as a chance to regroup, learn from your mistakes, and forge ahead, you'll be ignited toward action. How to develop it. Transforming your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance is the key to developing this aspect of mental fortitude. Gratitude is more than thanking your grocery checkout person. It's an entire way of life. Write in a journal, practice priming or other mindfulness exercises. Be kind to others, appreciate what you have. When you begin to see the good that's all around you, you realize that the challenges are also good.
Yitter.
Almo, do me a favor, read this next portion.
The which one? Confidence?
Please, if you would.
Confidence, eliminating self-doubt. Great leaders have many traits, but confidence is one of the most essential. With unassailable confidence, leaders have the ability to bring certainty to uncertain situations. They're decisive. They take action. They never let fear hold them back. It's not that they're always sure of themselves, but they have a deep belief that even when they make mistakes, even when they fail, they will always come out on top. That's the ultimate mental fortitude. How to develop it? Becoming confident is about 2 things: changing your limiting beliefs and facing your fears. Confident people know that fear and self doubt are products of our limiting beliefs. And if those beliefs don't serve them, they develop empowering beliefs that can. These empowering beliefs take them from I can't do this to I can do this. I just need to embrace my fears and dance with them. The more you do things that scare you, the more you will build mental strength. Bruh, I honest to God don't think that there is more of a true statement there, which is why and that's one, I think that was the one thing that when I talk about like how, before high school, before I went into the military and things like that, like that was one
Yeah.
thing I always tended towards avoiding conflict. I never wanted to get involved in anything that either could,
Sure.
risk my life or anything like that, just because
I
I was
mean,
I was very risk averse,
I mean,
even to a
I'm
point where it was a fault of mine. You know what I mean?
I'm there now, but I just don't want a conflict because I don't want to have to pull a Wayne Brady and choke a bitch. No, but you're absolutely right. The more you do things that
Great
scare you,
episode.
the more, the more you build mental strength. I mean, dude, the biggest thing for me, I hated heights when I was younger, and I'm not great with them. But
Yeah,
dude, sitting there, marching up to Eagle Tower, and then seeing a freaking drill sergeant go down Aussie style, where you're walking down that shit at a 90-degree angle, facing the ground, and I'm just like, oh fuck, what did I do? Like,
let's get some.
are we gonna do that?
Yeah,
I don't want to do that. Can I just do it the regular way? So yeah. All right. Next part, commitment. Is that the one you just read? Confidence. Okay. So I
I
got commitment.
did.
Okay, commitment. Many successful people trace their achievements back to one single theme: focus. They don't allow anything or anyone to derail them from their goals. The goal should be financial. This goal could, excuse me, I'm sorry. This goal could be financial freedom. It could be giving back to others. But the true underlying goal is always fulfillment. People with mental fortitude know that they are on a path that will bring them fulfillment and allow them to create an extraordinary life. When you live with that much purpose, it's impossible to give up. How to develop it? Answer the question, why do I need to be strong right now? To do that, you must discover your ultimate purpose in life. Once you're able to create a vision for your life, a happy family, a fulfilling career, and connect it to your actions, you'll be able to dig deep and find the ability to refocus and recommit that vision. Man, this guy is talking to me straight up, dude. All right.
Yitter.
All right. So I'm going to flop it back over to you, man. Take that last one for me, please.
Yitter. Control. Taking ownership of your destiny. The concept of a locus of control profoundly affects mental fortitude. People with an internal locus of control attribute their success to their own actions. They see their life as a result of their choices. People with an external locus of control believe they don't control their lives. They blame their feelings and experiences on others. It should come as no surprise that with an internal locus of control, that with an internal locus of control have more mental, or excuse me, that those with an internal locus of control have more mental strength than those who let life control them. Kind of like the old saying of instead of letting life happen to you, start happening to life, instead of the other way around. How to develop it? Realize that life doesn't happen to you; it happens for you. Woo, buddy. Okay.
Getting real
So,
deep in this one tonight.
all the pain you've experienced, all of the unfair things that have happened to you, all of the people who have hurt you, you decide the meaning that you give these experiences. You decide whether they're going to fuel your anger, hurt, bad decisions, or drive you to push harder. Be better and discover how to build mental toughness. Bruh,
Bruh.
bruh.
Dude, a short
And
article, but like seriously, man, like I was just sitting there reading. I'm like, damn, this guy's looking at my picture, just going, "Oh, I need to write this,
yeah,
scribbling this stuff down."
and see that's the thing. Like it's talking about experiences in your life are what essentially turn us into the people that we become later in life. You know,
Yeah,
when when you're not experiencing anything, how are you supposed to really mold yourself? You end up becoming a person that kind of stays stuck in one place if you don't let
sediment,
yourself experience things. You know what I mean?
sedimentary, very sedimentary. But dude,
Or
I mean
sedentary.
that too. But
Hmm.
think about it, man. I mean, you and I, we both grew up in the same town. We both,
Yeah.
went to school at the same high school. How many people? And listen, this is not a knock against anybody. We're not here to pass blame or judgment on others. The good book says you got to judge yourself before you judge others. Okay.
Yep.
I know I got my problems. I'm not about to go and say, here's your okay, let me shut up. This is my problem. But dude, how many people do we know that have gone and are, got out of high school? Maybe they went to college. Hey, maybe they didn't, but they're still in the same town. They still live in their mom's spare room or whatnot. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, folks. I mean, I'm going to be 37, 38. Wow. Jesus. I'm going to be 38 on Monday. I live with my mom. Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I'll
Okay.
be 37 in
And
December.
at the end of the month or at the end of the year, excuse me. But I mean, I've also been able to go out and have some wonderful experiences. I got to, I
Damn
turned,
right.
I turned 21 in Afghanistan. I may have told this story already. I think I did, but I'll kind of rehash it again. I got asked recently, I was sitting around with some people and they asked, you said, if you could go back in time and change anything, what would you change and why? And we went around the table of the people I was sitting with and we were talking about, the different things. This person said this person said that. I said, I honestly wouldn't go and change anything because if I didn't go through what I've gone through in the past, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And
Correct.
I said, what I would do, however, is I would go back and just relive those moments again to kind of recapture the magic of those moments.
Yeah.
Like like my daughter being born, graduating high school, going back and having my mom pin my infantry cord on my uniform and getting to wear that for the first time. Like those are all just like super proud moments that I would go back and just rehash all that stuff over again.
Damn right.
Even the bad stuff. I mean, listen, I'm not perfect. I've had things that I've gone through, and depending on who you ask, they say, "Oh, he's a good dude," or "Hey, this guy's a real bastard." Depends on who you ask, and that's fine. I'm not saying you should have opinion one way or the other. It's your opinion to have and keep or whatever. That's fine. I would still go through everything the same because I like who I am right now. I wouldn't change anything. I mean, people would do it for kind of semi-selfish reasons. Go back and I get in on an Enron or get in on this or that. Financial, great, awesome. I didn't have money back then. I do okay for myself now, and I like who I am now. Like even if I had money, if I won the lotto, I might drive a slightly nicer vehicle. I might have a nice truck or something, but I'm still going to be just a regular goofy dumbass freaking knuckle dragging fucker that I am on this show every Friday night. And like, hey, I might be a millionaire. We're still going to do a badass show. We might have some cooler equipment, like the microphone equipment that we have now because of this guy right here recommending shit. So props to you, buddy. But I wouldn't change anything. Life's a journey. It's not supposed to be a contest to see who gets there first because no one gets out alive. All right,
Yeah.
let's face it. I would just go back and relive the joy of those moments, like my daughter being born, this, that, the other. So that's kind of my take on that. So what else did
Yeah.
you want to add to this discussion here?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I honestly I agree with everything you said, man. I don't know if I would change anything that did happen, even though a lot of the shit that I've been through sucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think everybody has that. You know what I mean? Everybody has things that
It's so just
you
like how we
know.
talked about, fortitude is mental fortitude, intestinal fortitude is a different way of saying guts.
Yeah.
Sucked. Um, what the hell was I just gonna say?
Something.
Character building. When it sucks, it's
Correct.
character building, and that's just a simple way of focusing on the positives. People make this shit happen.
Yeah.
Boom. So what were you gonna say, man? I'm sorry.
Well, no, because it's the it's the experiences in life, good and bad. You know what I mean? As you were saying earlier, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes there's always something good to take, even from the beautiful, like morbid, fucked up way certain things went down. There's always going to be I I see it as a positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That there's always something you can pull from what happened with you or to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Straight up.
you know, and at the end of the day, it also teaches us that even though everything is out of our control for the most part, we still have control over ourselves.
Dude.
You know what
Dude.
I'm saying?
Yeah. I have to tell you, man, like, no, not trying to be weird or nothing, dude. I fucking love you, man. Like, seriously, you, because here's why. So, folks, you don't realize it, but my wonderful friend and co-host right over here just laid the groundwork for the best transition ever. All right. So, and I'll explain this. So, you were just talking about, the sacrifices and stuff you have to make. So, this episode, we're going to talk about one other thing real quick, because that pretty much wraps up our discussion of fortitude,
Yeah.
and we talk about intestinal fortitude. But today is also, and it's funny, we've made the comment on this show in the past how, like, doing research for a podcast or talking about this, that, or the other, you have these things that just kind of pop up, and it's kind of like a minister or a pastor trying to write a sermon for a church service, and how they have
Yeah.
things that happen where it's just like it's boom, it's like right there in your face, and you're like, that's perfect. It's like divine intervention almost. So we were trying to get a guest on, which we'll talk about here in a little bit over as we're closing out the show. But we ended up talking about this topic instead. And what is also significant about this topic, we talk about intestinal fortitude. So again, I want to reiterate and repeat that definition: the courage and determination necessary to do something that is difficult or unpleasant. In case you are not aware, today, August 26th, 2022, is the 1 year anniversary of 13 service members being killed at Kabul International Airport.
Yep.
Okay. When they were evacuating everything, when everything was going to shit. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics, because I'm just not going to get my blood pressure up, and I'm not going to, sour this show that we're talking about. We're just going to be like, yeah, horse shit, dumpster fire, fucked up, move on. Okay.
Dumpster fire.
Exactly. So, you talk about these 13 service members that, were in an impossible situation. The whole country was collapsing in on itself, literally,
Yeah.
like the seventh gate of hell, right? And these 13 people gave their lives to protect others, all right? So because of the fact that it is the 1 year anniversary, I want to take a minute and just read out loud the names of these 13 service members that pay the ultimate sacrifice, and are the spitting image and definition of intestinal fortitude. Those 13 service members are Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Darren Hoover, 31; Marine Sergeant Nicole G, 23; Marine Sergeant Johanny Rosario Pichardo, 25; Corporal Hunter Lopez, 22; Corporal Dagan Page, 23; Corporal Humberto Sanchez, 22; Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz, 20; Lance Corporal David Espinoza, 20; Lance Corporal Riley McCollum, 20; Lance Corporal Dylan Marola, 20; Lance Corporal Kareem Nakwai, 20; Navy Hospitalman Maxton Soviak, 22; and Army Staff Sergeant Ryan Noss, 23. It's only been a year, but that's still a long time thinking about. I mean, Jesus, we were in our first season talking about this.
Yeah.
And it was like current events at the time. We're just like, holy shit. And it's like, here we are. It's been a year. And I'm just like, wow, like that's insane. But
It's hard to believe it's been like already a year since then. Like
yeah.
I feel like that I just watched that shit on the news like just yesterday.
And then, so something else I thought about too is there's a movie that's actually out right now. I'm not sure what platform it's on. It might be on Netflix. It might be on Hulu or one of like the internet things. But it talks about, it actually interviews a bunch of the guys that went over there and were like responsible for getting out all of these different people, like all of the interpreters and the people and whatnot. I forget the name of the movie. Let me see if I can bring that up real quick and try to find it. Hold on just a second. Understand.
Get her done.
What is the name of that movie? Damn it. It's like, I forget what the hell it is. There was a HBO documentary about called Escape from Kabul. Not The Outpost. What the hell was that movie? Jesus. It's going to bug me until I realize what the hell it is. Crap. Anyway, I think Tim Kennedy was talking about it.
Well, Tim Kennedy was part of that group that was out there.
Yes, absolutely he was.
Yeah.
So I'm actually reading. I just picked up a copy of his book that came out earlier this year, Scars and Stripes, and I just got into it. And like I'm only through the introduction so far, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be good. So it's gonna be dope. Not a war story, no. What the hell? Oh, it's gonna bug me. Oh well. Anyway, but it's a story talking about these guys that are like, just going over there and getting everybody out as best they can.
Yeah.
So let me try one more thing here. Oh, there we go. Afghanistan war documentary. Not the longest war. What the hell? Oh, I know I'm killing the vibe of the show right now, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like it's totally bugging the crap out of me. It's like a brand new series or something.
Your head's killing the vibe of the show.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Well, just killed. Thanks for. Please don't kill my vibe, like the rap song said. Please don't kill my vibe. Try one more thing. Oh, what is it called? It's not the. Okay, well, let me check this article real quick. It's 18 essential documentaries on the Afghanistan and Taliban. Afghanistan Undercover. That's not it. Taliban takeover, America after 9/11, leaving Afghanistan, ISIS, opium brides. No. Damn it. Oh well. But there's like I forget what it's on, but it talks to all these guys about, like all this stuff, and looks like it was going to be pretty good. So just kind of, fitting that it was the 1 year anniversary of that, and we're talking about Fortitude and whatnot. So, but
Fortitude.
Anyway, so let's start closing this out. So
Yes, sir.
if you're joining us for the first time, Alamo and I have known each other since high school, and we've been friends for a long time. We had a buddy of ours that we used to work with when we used to work at in a retail setting, and we had a buddy of ours that worked with us. Just first two words out of my mouth are funny fucker, just funny fucker. John was
Nice.
a great. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I can say it real good now. Like my voice sounds like I ate a frog. But John was a great dude, and unfortunately, John had some demons like a lot of people do, but he
Yeah.
unfortunately chose to solve a temporary problem with a permanent
Permanent
solution.
solution.
And that's something we don't want to wish on anybody. And Alamo and I had done a event for his lovely wife, who has her own channel called Flipside Mentorship. It's on YouTube, it's on social media. Check it out. Great cause, very awesome thing that they got going on. And if you can contribute, you should do so. Shameless plug. She's not paying me in food or anything, so it's all good. But it's just one of those feel good stories. It's kind of like during the pandemic. You had John Krasinski that had some good news. It's like that. It's like that kind of feel good shit. So anyway, Alamo and I worked this event. He talked about getting back together and doing something. Then we found out about John passing away, and we're just like, okay,
I think it was within like 2 weeks after.
Yeah. So, Alamo talked about doing a podcast, and I was like, I don't know shit about a podcast. And he looked at me, he says, dude, they sent a monkey into fucking space. How hard can it be? And I'm like, facts. Facts. So we found out about John, and that was kind of the catalyst, like we just talked about, the catalyst that got this whole podcast going. We don't want to see anybody else go through what could potentially happen,
Yeah.
We weren't as close to John as we wanted to be. We were friends with him. We kind of fell out of touch. And, we'll never know if staying in touch would have stopped us from doing this podcast. But we are here now. We've gone through the pain of it, and we're trying to move forward and spread some positivity and love around with John in mind. So by coming up with this, we started, talking about things we could do to motivate other people to keep their games, to get themselves in the fight, all that kind of stuff. So we came up with the Bros Code. And the Bros Code is basically just 4 little things to remember to crap the mouse, man. It's like mine. It stopped working. Just chuck it. If you can't chuck it, okay. So
yep.
So the Bros Code, 4 easy things to remember, just to kind of keep yourself in the game, keep yourself aware, alert, and driving on to the next thing. So easy to remember, BROS. B, be tenacious. Like it said in the thing, you're not going to get through a land nav course that's got 20 kilometers from point to point. Because, dude, if you're off by 1 degree and you're 5 clicks in, you're already off like in a wedge like this. It's just going to get wider, and it's going to get bigger, and it's going to get your world all kind of fucked up.
All canes, you fucked up.
Exactly. So you got to have some fortitude. You got to have some mental fortitude, and you damn sure got to have some tenacity. Be tenacious. Don't go out there and do the bare minimum required. Go out there and do the best you can. Be the best parent you can be. Be the best spouse. Be the best employee. Be the best boss. That's something that I never really had an experience with in the military, was being a boss. I mean, I was kind of, sort of, I was filling as a team leader or as a squad leader when my squad leader was on leave when I was overseas. So I got a little bit of crash course experience in that, but I was young, I was stupid, I made mistakes. Okay. But go out there, no matter what you do. If you play sports, be tenacious, go out there and be the best fucking athlete you can be the best student, all that shit. Do it to the utmost of your ability. Give 100%, 100% of the time. Okay. R, refuse to surrender. There's going to be times when things don't go your way. This is a big lesson that I'm trying to pass on to my daughter from now, and then also, hold on a second. I can feel it getting worse, man. The more I talk, the lower I start sounding like this. Next, I'm going to sound like Barry White. It's going to be terrible. Refuse to surrender. There's going to be lots of times in your life you don't get your way. There's going to be things that happen. You're going to get your dick knocked in the dirt. You're going to end up face down in the mud. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. Don't ever stop. Keep trying to hit that mark. Keep trying to hit that goal, whatever it is. Okay. O, obliterate your obstacles. No matter, like we said with the last one, there's going to be things that pop up that get in your way, and that's fine. It's how you choose to handle that is going to define who you are. Like, I say I've quoted this poem many times. One of my grandfather and my dad's favorite poems that they used to quote a lot was a poem called Attitude by Charles Swindoll. The last line of the poem states, and I quote, I'm convinced that life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So what? Your freaking Humvee broke down. You got to hump all this shit 3 miles back to the motor pool. Okay? Do it. Don't let that obstacle get in your way. Sometimes you got a wall in front of you. Sometimes you got to go over it. Sometimes you got to go under it. Sometimes you got to go around it. Sometimes you got to go way off in the woods, in the wood line to get around that son of a bitch. And sometimes you just got to knock it down with the back end of a striker or breach that shit with some Bangalores and some C4. And if you know the striker reference and you're a true fan of the show and you are fucking awesome, sir, ma'am, we appreciate that. Don't let that stuff get you in the way. Blow the obstacle down. Keep driving on. Keep going to the objective. Hit that mark. Hit that X. Keep fucking going, okay? Lastly, S. Seek out a friend in time of need, okay? This one directly applies to John. If I don't know if he did reach out to anybody, I wish I could have been there for him because hopefully she would be here. And I'm sure, Alamo feels the same way right here. But there's been plenty of times, recently in the past, however long that we've known each other, where we've called each other and just been like, hey, I got some shit going on. I need to talk to somebody. All right, what do you got? There's been times where we've sat and squashed things over a beer or a delicious cider because, I'm not a beer drinker. We were just talking about that earlier before the show, so never mind. But, whether it's...
Getting snackered.
I'm getting a little swizzled. There's somebody that can help you, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, whether it's a former service member, whether it's an employee, okay, whatever that looks like, reach out to those people, okay? We are social creatures by design. We are like primates. We have a pod. We have a group, a family that we interact with, that we live with, okay? If you don't have anybody that can help you, there are ways you can reach out. There's the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, okay, which now has 2 ways you can get in touch with somebody. The previous number was a 1-800 number, which is 1-800-273-8255. Again, that's 1-800-273-8255. They also just started up a little while ago. They now have where you can a 3-digit code where you can call in. It's 988, and you can either call or text that prefix, just like 911. Okay, I don't know if you can text message 911, but you can do it on this.
I think you can in certain counties.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that. So if you need somebody, the 800 number, or just dial or text 988. They have trained personnel on hand, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like, it was, I saw something, and I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here, folks. Let me wet the whistle here. I was watching a video from Richard High, who runs Angry Cops, which is this channel, kind of the military humor, sarcasm, all that kind of stuff. And he does this thing called Angry Drill Sergeant. And like, I only saw part of it, but there was a video that was on the internet where a Canadian military veteran called the Veterans Administration of Canada, the VAC, and called up somebody and said, I need help. This person on the phone pretty much kept advocating for, hey, maybe you should just go start a shotgun. Just pretty much was pushing euthanasia on this person, whether it's assisted, whether it's suicide, whatever. And I was just like, this can't be a real thing. Sure as shit. It's fucking terrible. So
yeah,
that just boggles my mind, because here is a person doing exactly what we say, seeking out help in a time of need. And I think we might need to change that, Alamo, to say seek out help in a time of need as opposed to a friend. So maybe we'll look at that after off the air and stuff.
yeah.
But anyway, here's a person advocating for themselves. I need help. Can't help you. Why don't you just go blow your brains out? Like, seriously? What the fuck are we saying to our veterans? Like,
Yeah.
if you're not, if you're not gonna get it up there, man, come down here. I'll take you in. I'll get you some damn help. Like, you're a freaking veteran. You're a brother or a sister. Like, absolutely. So that's that. I'm sorry to kind of derail that whole conversation, but that just kind of
No worries, brother.
really irked me on that. So just remember, folks, those 4 things will just help you maintain that positive, give you that mental fortitude to drive on and keep on trucking. Be tenacious.
Keep calm. Drive on.
That too. Be tenacious. Refuse to surrender. Obliterate your obstacles. Seek out help in a time of need. So that's all I got. I'm going to hand it off to Alamo and like rest my voice for a few minutes while he finishes up the show, and then we'll sign off and all that kind of good shit. So take it away.
In the event you do want to seek out some people to talk to, you can do that with us as well. You can do that over at our Facebook page at facebook.com/battlebros.podcast. You can also dear God. You can also message us at on the Instagram via Instagram's instant message service at battlebros_podcast. We also have an email where you can contact us directly.
Not just an email, but a Gmail.
At battlebrospc@gmail.com. If you'd like to contact us on the Facebook other than the Facebook Messenger, you can do that as well on the WhatsApp, which we have a link in our page where you can click on the little WhatsApp icon. You can leave us a voice message or you can leave us a text.
Yeah.
If you'd like to catch us on all those audio platforms, you can catch us over on Spotify. You can catch us on Anchor. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Amazon Music. I'm still waiting for somebody to say, "Hey, Alexa, play the Battle Bros podcast." You could catch us on Castbox.
And if they do that, Alamo, what's their grand prize?
Y'all get a shout out on the show personally.
We are totally gonna kiss your ass for about a few minutes on the show.
Yeah.
Seriously. Alexa, play the Battle Bros podcast. Don't sound like me. I sound like I've been smoking 3 packs of Newports every day for the last 30 years.
You do sound pretty terrible, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
You could also catch us on Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Stitcher. If you'd like to see us in video format and take a look at these ugly mugs, you can do that also over on therumble.com, which now I have Rumble, I have Instagram and Facebook linked on our YouTube channel where you can catch us whenever you feel like.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice. You can find that, and you can I know, and you can find that, especially if you're on your web browser in your computer. You can find those links directly in our banner, where you can click on our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and our Rumble. Yeah. If you'd like to support the show, hey, go to anchor.fm, or if you have the Anchor app, when you go to our show's channel, scroll down till you could find the support button, click on said support button, and go ahead and donate whatever you feel like donating. You can donate from 99 cents to $5 to even more. It's all up to you.
So it's kind of a funny situation because we're not going to ask you for money, but if you're going to give us money, we're not going to say no. So yeah,
it's kind of one of those funny things.
Yeah.
But other than that, y'all, please keep in touch. And if it comes down to it, just contact us. We are here. We're willing to contact you guys back. And typically, we've got a pretty good response record. Actually, I looked at our analytics on Facebook, and typically, whenever we get messages, one of us answers back, usually within at least the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
So we'll be there and we'll respond.
Yeah. So that's all you got?
That's all I got, man.
All right, cool. Well, everybody, thank you again for checking us out. We appreciate it. This has been episode 040 of the Battle Bros podcast, talking about Fortitude. We appreciate you stopping by, giving us a look or a listen, or maybe both. We will
Yarr.
be back next week with episode 41 of which will be, we'll have a few more. We're going to go to episode 44 will be the end of this season. So we're going to try to have some really good points here on the next couple of shows. We're going to end the freaking season with a whiz banger of a show. So it'll be good. It'll be a good one. So we're going to call it our Magnum show.
Magnum PI
44 Mag. Yeah. I'm having so much fun. I can't wait for my daughter today. Like, you want to take my daughter out? Yeah. You better have her back here.
I have to ask you one question. Do you feel lucky, punk?
You better have her back here at 11:45. It's 11:30. You better make it quick. And I don't mean that. I just want to do like voiceovers now. Seriously, keep his voice. Do like the island of
I'm not
Dr.
gonna lie.
Moreau.
I honestly think I'm gonna go and look into voiceover work.
Yeah, you should, man. You got a great voice for it. So
It's just freaking awesome. Let's just figure it out.
Oh my god. I'm telling you. Okay, so the idea we were talking about. Oh, so what I was going to talk about was the books. So I'm thinking about possibly, and we're just gonna. I haven't even talked to Alamo about this. We're just bringing it. We're gonna say fuck it. We're gonna do it live. We're gonna. I was thinking about possibly doing like a book club, like a book review thing. Like we read like a military book. Like, so you brought up the Matt Best book.
Oh yes.
You brought up the Matt Best book. Like, thank you for my service. I just started reading Scars and Stripes from Tim Kennedy. So like maybe we'll do that and talk about it and stuff, because there's been a bunch of really good books that him and I have read either on our own or collectively. Like I've read Stephen Ambrose's Band of Brothers, the Dick Winters biography, Beyond Band of Brothers, which is his personal point of view of all that stuff. And there's like, I mean, even just with all those guys, I mean, holy crap, you could do just a whole number on any one of those guys from Easy Company 506 or whatnot. But especially with all the books that came out about Afghan, GWAT, all that kind of stuff, Iraq. I mean, come on, we could do something. So maybe that would be something fun we could do, like something fun we could do for like the next season. But read a book in a whole week, though, man. Like we got jobs and kids and families. Like that might be.
I think it'd be kind of one of those things where we read it ahead of time and then kind of just go over the books as we finish them.
We were on the damn meat for an hour and a half last night. In the last 30 minutes, we got diddly dick done because we're sitting here just freaking being stupid on this thing. I'm crying because I'm laughing so hard because we were just hamming it up so bad. I can't tell you. I'm not going to tell you what we were talking about just because it was a creative idea that we don't want anybody to steal or appropriate as their own idea. So we're just going to put the kibosh on that. But we were sitting here, and like that's probably why I got up this morning. Like, man, my fucking throat hurts like so bad because I'm sitting there just just screaming my head off for 30 minutes. It was terrible, but yeah. So but yeah, we're gonna, we talk about a serious subject matter here, folks, guys and gals. We talk about serious stuff, but we also want to just connect to the veteran community. I mean, this is such a big subculture of society that if we were to put the resources and the spirit and the esprit de corps and the fortitude of all these joyous fuckers together, man, look out. It could be changing the world on a daily basis. So,
buddy,
I'm telling you what. So anyway, so that's it. That's all we got for this week. Thank you for watching episode 040 on Fortitude of the Battle Bros podcast. Again, this is Alamo. My name is Mac. We appreciate you folks stopping by. Hopefully you'll come back and check us out next week. Same time as always, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. And then
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. Would you shut up, you fat neck bastard? Anyway.
No problem, you big-headed son of a bitch.
That was good. See? That was good. I don't know what I was going to say now, so I'm just going to shut up. No, but we appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll hope to see you then. Like I said, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're on. Oh, that's what I was going to say. We're on YouTube live every Friday night, and then a few days after that, you can start catching us on the platforms like Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts, all that kind of stuff that he mentioned. Pretty much any permutation of anything that has the word cast in it, caster, cast off, cast on, whatever. Cast iron skillet, whatever. All the good stuff. You can find us in the cast iron skillet. So anyway, thanks for watching. We will check you guys next week, and we hope you appreciate the conversation. Just remember, keep yourself strong. be tenacious, refuse to surrender, obliterate your obstacles, seek out help in a time of need. You do that, you're going to keep a good head on your shoulders, and we're going to keep you around. And that's the mission and our objection. That's our objective. Excuse us. So,
damn right.
On that note, thanks again for watching or listening. We'll catch you guys on the flip side next week. And until then, keep yourself safe. We appreciate you stopping by. We love you, and we'll see you again soon.
Battle Bros, you're out of here. Hey, you want to know what really grinds my gears?